What's going on, guys? This is Brandon, and this is my channel, Comics Are Fun. Got a few comic books today that I picked up last night from a good friend. I'll go ahead and give him a shout out. He's on Facebook. His name is Jason, and his shop is called OS Comics. If you want to give him a look, he gives me pretty good deals a lot of the time, so I appreciate it. First one up, I've got Aranya #1. I'm really not too familiar with this chick. Her first appearance is in Amazing Fantasy #1 Volume 2. There's quite a few different appearances in that series that are pretty nice, especially number 15, which is Amadeus Cho. I'm still looking for that book, but I haven't got it yet. But this isn't her first appearance. This is actually just her first solo series. But with all the stuff that's going on with the Spider-Verse and stuff, to me it's a good pick. So I picked it up. Next one up, I've got Thunderbolts #0 from Wizard Comics. Not anything special. It's just I'm trying to get the run of Thunderbolts. I think I had in one of my other videos, Thunderbolts #1, and we hear rumors about Thunderbolts and if they're going to be coming to the MCU. So I grabbed it. I hadn't seen it before. Next up, Toxic Avenger #2. Now, Toxic Avenger is one of my favorites from back when I was growing up. I'm not a big fan of the old movie, but I loved this book. I've got #1, so now I've got #2. I'm trying to get the whole series. But from what I understand, there's already a movie planned of this, and it's going to have the guy that plays Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage. He's going to be in it, so I think it's going to be interesting. I'd like to see Peter Dinklage play Willow. I'd like for them to make a new Willow movie. I love the old one, and yeah, it'd be awesome in my opinion. Next up, I've got Invincible Universe #1. I don't think there's anything special about this book. It's just, Invincible got its own animated series that's coming out, and I saw it, and it was $1, so I figured, why not take a chance? It might be something in the future. So that's why I grabbed that. At the same time, I picked up Hardware #1. Same thing. It's not anything special. There's probably 1 million of them out there. I think there's a polybag version of it, and then I know there's a platinum version of it because I'm on the lookout for it. But with Static coming out and Icon possibly coming out, I thought maybe this one would be next after those, or could possibly show up in those. So I grabbed it. Next up is G.I. Joe #118. Been trying to get the entire run of this. So at the same time, I picked up 139. There's not anything special about these two other than they're above 100. Seems like those are the two, or the ones to grab, other than your keys. You got #1 that's going through the roof right now, and Snake Eyes is always a great one to grab. But really, the first 25 of that series is a must-to-have if you're a G.I. Joe fan. But for some reason, the tail end of that is the one that gets the most money a lot of the times. I guess 21 and #1 get good money, but it's hard for me to find anything above 100. Next up, I've got New Agents of Atlas #2. It's not a near mint copy, but it's pretty close. It's the first appearance of Swordmaster, and they've said that it's a possibility of him showing up in the future. But who knows? It wasn't his first appearance he was actually on the cover of #1. He just wasn't in the book. This one, he's actually in the book, so that's why they give it the first appearance thing. Next up is West Coast Avengers number 45. I think we all know what this book is. It's the first White Vision. And with WandaVision going crazy, I already had this book in a newsstand edition, and actually didn't know it at the time, but just here recently got it out and looking at it. It actually has the jeweler's insert in the middle of it, so that's a definite great comic to have, in my opinion. Those are hard to find, but I didn't have the direct edition, so that's why I grabbed this one. Now we'll get into some decent meat. First off, we've got Star Wars Legacy number 5. As you can see, it is not in the best of condition, and he actually just gave me this book, so I didn't even have to buy it. And that's why I like Jason. He's good to work with. But with this one, it's got Adam Hughes cover art, and forgive me, but I have no idea who most of these people are in the Star Wars universe if you get outside of the movies. So this is supposed to be the second appearance of Darth Nihilus. I have no clue who that is. If it's awesome, I'll find out. But yeah, that's why I don't know. Next, we've got Star Wars Canon number 5. And this is actually a book that's going up, and it's the second cameo of Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger. Now, I've heard of those two because I've watched some of the cartoon, but really not enough to really know the importance of the book. I just know that a lot of people are looking for the Canon series right now. And I didn't get this from Jason at Oz Comics. I got this a couple weeks back at another comic store that was in local. But it is actually, it's one of my favorites at the moment. Number 6, which is the first appearance of Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger. And they're, a lot of people are looking for this book right now. It went from $1 book to hundreds of dollars. I was lucky enough to find a shop that hadn't went through their back stock and picked it up for $3.50. So I'm happy about that. But for my best pick of the night, last night, I picked up Star Wars Heir to the Empire number 1. Now you can see the spine is not, it's not an 9/8 by any means, and it's not the newsstand, but still it was a good pickup. He let me have it for $30, and I was very happy with that. This is the first appearance of Admiral Thrawn, which we know he's coming. We just don't know when, and we don't know where it's going to be at to begin with. So this book is just going to grow and grow, in my opinion. And I don't know how many of these were made, but with Dark Horse, it shouldn't have been a whole lot. But yeah, this is going to be going in the personal collection. But with that said, I'm pretty sure you've noticed in my background here, I have first appearance of Wolverine. But it's a very low grade. It's a 0.5. Almost the lowest you can get, I think. But the reason I put it up here is because basically it's like the rest of these books. I mean, they're great books to have, but they're not in near mint condition. But to me, I found this book. I got a box of comics. Most of it was Archie. And as I'm digging through it, you know, I pull the next comic out and I see this one and it's laying there and I'm like, oh my God, you know? That's how everybody would be, I would assume. But what makes it a 0.5 is it's missing its back cover. And I swear to you, I went through every book in that box, because there was a good 150 books in the box, and they were just laying in there, no covers, or I mean, no protection, no poly bags, nothing, just books. And I went through each and every one. I went through page by page, just hoping that I could find that back cover, and I wasn't able to. So instead of really getting it graded, I was able to get a blue label 0.5. I'm sure it would have been higher if I would have actually had them grade it, but then it would came back a green label. It does have the value stamp, which I was happy about, but yeah, it's one of my favorites in the collection. And it just kind of reminds me that just because a comic isn't perfect, because a lot of us get into this, if it's not a 9/8, I'm not happy with it. And to me, this will be one that'll be in my collection forever. And, you know, I don't even know if I found another one that was complete if I'd get rid of this one just because it was my first. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm happy to have it. Happy to have all my comics. But, that's all I have for today. I'll make another video when I get some more stuff. Me and my wife are planning a trip this weekend to Roanoke. And the last time I was there, I picked up quite a few books. So hopefully I'll be able to do that again. But this is my channel, Comics Are Fun, and we appreciate you watching. Have a good one.